Brought to you by Mass Mutual Colorado. Experience Pros, where business revolutionaries Angel Tussey and Eric Raymer, best-selling authors of Lists That Saved My Business and founders of Experience Pros University, are inspiring you to get your business right. Let's join Angel and Eric for today's program.
Hello and welcome to the Experience Pros Radio Show with Angel and Eric. Very nice to have you along with us today. We're here to remind you that small business is big business, and your business is our business.
All right, so Eric, you know, they say that whenever you're going to do a speaking presentation or you've done anything at all, that you should record yourself and watch it.
Well, I
think that is the cruelest thing ever.
All right, so first of all, I cast suspicion on they. Who are they, and what are they saying about us?
No, not about us, but no, just in general.
Anyone, yeah.
That if you're going to put yourself, you know, in front of an audience,
right,
you should do, you know, record yourself while doing it, either in a mock or the actual.
And by recording, you're speaking of a video recording.
A video recording,
yes.
Even the audio.
Well, yes, the audio will tell a story, but the
audio,
video is...
The audio isn't as painful, like on a scale
right.
of needles in your eyeballs to, you know, the funny bone thing that you hit. Like on that scale, I think the audio would be more like the funny bone. Like you have to hear it, and it just kind of goes over and over, and you hear all the ums and when you mumble. And
everybody hates their own voice.
Yeah, your
everybody.
Voice. And then how you trail off at the end of the sentence, and you know, and all of these little pieces are just painful.
Sure.
But
gotta watch it.
Needles in the eyeballs would be watching yourself on video.
Well,
why is that helpful?
Well, let me tell you something. If you are watching yourself on video, you are finally seeing what everybody else is seeing.
I'm sorry.
Right?
I mean, that's kind of what you want to say to everybody.
Yeah, I apologize.
So sorry.
I remember very, very clearly the year was 1992, and I was doing one of my very first ever
it was a lovely year.
Camps. No, don't go there. I was performing at a camp in South Dakota, and here I am, a fairly new professional paid magician, and I'm performing at this camp, and they of course took video of it, and they sent me the copies of the video, and I watched it. It is a wonder that I ever got past first base. I'm not kidding. It was horrible.
We are our own worst critic, right? We are going to see things that nobody else is looking for. I remember a girlfriend had something videotaped in the fall, and she showed it to me. I thought it was dynamite. I thought it was an excellent editing video. It showcased her talents. I think it expressed what she wanted to express. And yet that's not at all what she took away from it.
Right.
Yeah. And so then I'm watching something, and I think, okay, probably the video did express everything I wanted to express, but I think I am the wrong person to watch it.
No, because what you will do is you'll identify things that irritate you. And if they irritate you, and everybody else will be saying, oh my gosh, Angel, you're so lovely, you're so perfect, you're doing everything right, everything was great, it was fantastic, and whatnot. But you will hone in on the one little thing that is essential to you. If you see it, the audience feels it, whether or not they acknowledge it or not. They may go straight to the subconscious, but if you polish it, you will be that much better.
There's the caveat. If you polish it.
That's it.
But this is who I am, and this is how I am, and so...
Oh, let's make no mistakes. When you get on stage, that is not who you are, not how you are. You are putting on a role. You are on stage. Angel,
I don't know if you're going to ever get me on stage again.
I think that's not true.
I think I'm done.
Listen, you're on camera right now, so keep that in mind. I want you to think about this. Very
different on radio.
Right? You worked with the Oprah Winfrey Channel and TLC network for a...
God bless them for canceling that.
Well, no. But how long... You worked for 2 full weeks with them.
Right.
Right?
Right.
To create...
A 45-minute
42
program.
42 minutes.
Yeah, okay.
In total content.
Right.
Think about that. How many hours did you shoot to find those 45 minutes. A lot. A whole lot. And when you're on stage, you don't get that go-over.
No.
It's got to be right. It's got to be perfect. It's got to be.
There is no cut. There is no take two. There is no do-over.
Here's the thing, and I'll because public speaking is something that not everybody does, but and many people are afraid of. Here's the go away or takeaway from this particular situation, and I'll offer this to you. If you can do one thing that will help your speaking career, period, I will tell you to get away from the podium. Plant yourself in the middle of the stage or off to the side of the podium. Do not use the podium as a lean-on. And don't move. Don't walk across the stage back and forth. You're making your audience play ping pong. Here's how we know. That video that you poked your eyes out with, all you got to do is put that on fast forward and watch how many times your head goes back, forth, back, forth, back, forth, back, forth. Plant.
Yeah, but hopefully nobody's watching it and fast forward.
You can increase your salary by $1,000 an hour if you stop moving. True. More positive business talk on the other side of these messages. You're listening to Angel and Eric on the Experience Pros Radio Network.
The Experience Pros, revolutionizing the way people treat people in business.
Networking is full of myths. Bring lots of business cards. Be sure to meet at least 10 new people. Have your 30-second sales pitch ready. Your network is your net worth, but only if you're networking with your A-team. Take the guesswork out of your networking by joining Extreme Relationship Management. It's transforming the way people are networking. It's way more fun than drive-by networking and doesn't waste your time handing out stacks of business cards. Check out ExtremeRelationshipManagement.com for their next event, ExtremeRelationshipManagement.com.
If you're ready to get serious about your health, then experience the BioT difference. BioT Medical's all-natural testosterone pellet therapy is the safest and most effective way to increase your testosterone levels. Testosterone therapy not only improves your energy and libido, but also protects against heart disease, high cholesterol, type 2 diabetes, Alzheimer's, and prostate cancer. Go to biotmedical.com to find a BioT certified practitioner near you. That's BIOTE medical.com.
You want to create more in your life and you want to do it with ease, but you aren't sure how to get there. It's time to be open to new ideas and do what Faith did. It's time to pick up your copy of the new book, What Would Faith Do? By Faith Young. Filled with inspirational stories of people just like you who overcame adversity and went on to achieve amazing things, What Would Faith Do? Will motivate you to do the same. Create an abundant life through faith. Get a sneak peek of What Would Faith Do? Or purchase a copy at, you guessed it, whatwouldfaithdo.com.
Your photographs are your treasures. Your art collection means something to you, and that jersey you won in that silent auction is providing you with tons of bragging rights, so it matters to you where you have it framed. Trust your framing to the experts at Frame Art, the experts with heart. What matters to you matters to Frame Art. Don't drop your treasures off at a warehouse. Call Frame Art, 303-722-1525, 303-722-1525, located just north of Dartmouth on South Broadway in Englewood. Frame Art. It matters.
Stop calling around looking for the best mortgage rates and call ALMC Mortgage. ALMC Mortgage matches you with the right mortgage for your needs every single time. Now's the right time to finance. Call ALMC Mortgage today at 303-696-6933. 303-696-6933. Check out today's current rates and questions you should ask about your mortgage at almcmortgage.com. almcmortgage.com.
LMB number 100020432. NMLS number 266695. You can check the licensing status of your mortgage loan originator at dora.state.co.us.
Hi, business owners. You wish you could get more people to come into your store, restaurant, or studio? So we put together an incredible marketing campaign to collaborate with you. For 13 weeks, the Experience Pros Radio Show is hosting the Travel Experience Campaign, and our listeners will vote on where Eric Raymer will go on his first vacation in over 12 years. As a voting location, we'll host a live broadcast from your store, and we'll encourage our listeners to come in and vote for Eric's destination. Every time they vote, they get entered to win a trip of their own. Let's collaborate. Sign up to be a voting location for only $4.99. Email us at radio@experiencepros.com or call 855-FANBRAG. That's 855-326-2724. Spaces are limited and voting starts on February 3rd. Stay tuned right here on KLZ 560 The Source, and let's tell Eric where to go.
The Jason Lewis Show, 7 to 10 tonight on KLZ 560 The Source.
Experienced pros want to help you get your business right. Have you joined the revolution? Visit meetup.com/therevolution and become a business revolutionary. And now, back to Eric and Angel on the Experienced Pros Radio Show.
Welcome back to the Experienced Pros Radio Show. Thanks for taking time out of your day to join us for ours. It is time to talk to one of our favorite guests, Jay Shorr.
Jay Shorr with the best medical business solutions and also the best management business solutions. You can find him online at thebestmbs.com. We're going to talk today about writing your business plan. Jay Shorr, welcome to the Experienced Pros Radio Show.
Well, I thank you very much. It's always great to be back.
Jay, very nice to have you. So where do we begin in this adventure today?
Well, I guess this is going to be the final time I say good luck for this coming week. Every time I'm speaking to you, it's about something, but I truly believe you got it in the bag this time. So I wish you all the best of luck. It's my favorite team anyway. What we're going to speak about today is what is a business plan and what needs to go into it. And maybe hopefully we'll try and just give a couple of tidbits and save maybe the balance of this discussion for subsequent interviews, because there's so much that goes into a business plan. But I want to try and describe what a business plan and an operational plan is. And a business plan is a document that describes in detail how a new or existing business is going to achieve its goals and lay out a plan for marketing of financial and operational. And sometimes you do this to prepare your established business to move in a different direction. And what you have to do is enable the owners of a business to have a more defined picture of your potential costs, even important, the drawbacks to certain business decisions, and then help them modify it accordingly before implementing any of these ideas, because there's some extreme danger or even disaster in not having a formulated plan prior to implementing ideas. And I'll just give you a few. It's your financial, some safety risks, legal, licensing, and even your people, your HR. If you don't have this in the very, very beginning, you're going to be in some severe trouble, because you're going to be running from the seat of your pants and you're not going to know which direction to go.
But Jay, I make cookies, and I just want to make cookies, and I like cookies, and you'll like my cookies too.
Well, I love your cookies, but you have to know how many cookies are you going to bake, and how many are you going to sell, and there's going to be a waste, because after a certain period of time the cookies are going to go bad. And what was your cost of your goods sold, and then how many more cookies are you going to need to buy or even produce? So you have to forecast, because you can't sell from an empty shelf. And the disastrous part is if you're going out and selling cookies and you're doing so well, and then the next thing you know, people are coming in for residual orders or parties, and you don't have it because you didn't properly plan for it, you'll basically lose your business. And you have to forecast of a calculated ideas towards your goal.
You know, I think that the phrase, this is what separates the men from the boys, comes to mind. This is what separates the hobbyists from the true business owners, right, Jay?
Yes, that is correct. You have to run a business like a business. And if all you want to do is bake cookies, I have a favorite expression is, when you do what you've always done, you're going to get what you've always gotten. And if you want to play with the big boys, then you have to play in a real arena and not in a playground. And your plan has to detail the actual steps involved. There's components, and they have to include operational, administrative, and financial. And that's how your end results are going to be determined, because you have to consistently review, and review again. And then the more input along the way that you have, the better. And sometimes you can even micromanage it to thinking that more is better, and that's not necessarily true.
You said, it's not a playground, and I do think that, Jay, so often when we talk to people about developing their business and their strategy, it's almost like you're talking to them when they're back in high school, but I just like it, and I don't really want to do that, and that doesn't make me feel good. And
yeah, you're not in high school anymore, Toto.
Well, you have to understand it's an investment and it's a risk. And if you have angel investors, which can be more detrimental because now you have to figure out your financing. Are you going to self-finance it? Are you going to finance it through a third-party bank? Or are you going to get quote-unquote angel financers?
You know, Jay, you bring up a great point, and I'll tell you what, as one person who has the best angel financing, I had to get my finances in order right now.
Well, you know, if you don't, it's disastrous because angel financing, excuse me, are going to want, similar to that of a Shark Tank, they're going to want a rate of return on their investment plus a heavy portion of your business. Watch Shark Tank, and they are angel investors. They're putting up a sum of money. They want a heavy percentage of your business, and they want a rate of return. A bank just wants their money back and doesn't want any part of your business. Now, you know me, I'm full of 4 factors, 5 factors, but in your marketing component, you have to put in your product. What is your product, good or your service? Your price. What can you sell your cookies for? You have to promote it. How are you going to position it in the industry versus Nabisco versus Keebler versus all the other people or even the local? And you have to have a place. Where and how are you going to sell it and promote it to let people know if you're a new business that you're out there? And more importantly, if you're an existing business, what separates you today from yesterday? And more importantly, how are you going to get there tomorrow? That's the whole point of a plan.
I love the advice and the tips that you give every month when you're on with us, Jay, because you just reframe our attitude, our priorities, encourage us to actually be business owners, be the CEOs of our company, rather than get stuck in the minutia of actually just baking the cookies. We need to have that bigger vision. We need to have that strategy. We need to have that plan. And I think most of us don't have the innate skills to do that when we first start running a company. As entrepreneurs, that's not what we're thinking of. And so this is where the value that you bring to the table, Jay. How do our listeners get in contact with you? Because there's a lot of moving parts to this business plan idea.
Well, I'll leave you with one final thought, and I'll give my contact information. Many times when people decide to go out into the entrepreneurial world, they may come from a corporate America background. And what happens is you have the ability to waste a lot of money and make some mistakes at a big corporation's expense. And when it comes time for you to do it yourself, you don't have that leeway to do, and that's where most of the mistakes are made, but you can get your education from having somebody else fund your errors. So I can be contacted at info@thebestmbs.com.
info@thebestmbs, that stands for medical or management business solutions, and .com. And is there a phone number that people can reach you?
They can. It's 561-289-4640.
That's 561-289-4640. Jay is in sunny Florida. Well, I hope it's sunny down there. And go Broncos, right?
Well, go Broncos. It's warm down here. That's where the Super Bowl should be played.
Amen. We agree with you.
Hey, the last time Peyton Manning went to the Super Bowl, I was there in Miami, 5 days of nonstop bitter cold rain. I'm not so sure it's all hyped up what it's supposed to be.
Yes, it is.
Jay,
Yes,
we love you, man. Thank you so much. We
Thanks
appreciate
so much.
you.
I look forward to speaking to you again.
Absolutely.
Okay. Bye.
Folks, don't go anywhere when we come back. Business tips and insights coming up next on the Experience Pros Radio Network.
The Experience Pros are here to help you get your business right. To learn more, visit experiencepros.com.
Nyland's Collision Center is an award-winning body shop that takes great care of you and your car. This matters when your insurance company wants to take shortcuts. Nyland's Collision Center only uses manufactured parts. This matters when a cheap, ill-fitting part is available. At Nyland's, it matters. If it's not perfect, it's not leaving. 303-761-9219. 303-761-9219.
When you think of going to the dentist, it makes you uncomfortable and uptight. You recall the dark ages of dentistry. Weisbard Dental wants to change that image. Imagine being welcomed in a comfortable, beautiful, brand new dental office with digital x-rays, digital photos, being comforted throughout the entire process. At Weisbard Dental, you'll be treated while relaxing in their massage chairs. Make an appointment for Weisbard Dental at 303-773-3373. Check them out at weisbarddental.com. WEISBARD dental.com.
I'm Dr. Lee Weisbard, and I can make you smile.
Hi, this is Karen with Seniors Helping Seniors of South Metro Denver. If you or someone you know is a more mature citizen who needs a little extra hand around the house, Seniors Helping Seniors is your answer. We provide personal care, companionship, transportation, meal preparation, and more, including Alzheimer's and dementia care. And all of our helpers are seniors themselves. Licensed and trustworthy help is available at seniorshelpingSeniors.com/South Metro Denver or by calling 303-990-4561. That's 303-990-4561. Call today and let's meet.
When you work from home, you run the risk of setting up a makeshift workspace in the corner or somewhere off to the side of your bedroom. It's not really a home office. It just happens to be your office at home. Let Helene's Designs help you create a productive workspace that transforms you from hobbyist into an innovative CEO ready to be featured in a magazine spread. Take charge of your home office and call Helene's Designs. You're the CEO. Make sure your home office looks like it. 720-233-7302. 720-233-7302.
Run a business and have a life. You got into business so you could enjoy life, and Employer Essentials can help. They keep up with the ever-changing payroll and employment laws and requirements, as well as all those employee management issues. Employer Essentials is the answer you've been looking for to add payroll and HR solutions that offer you peace of mind and the time to do what you want to do. Employer Essentials, Denver's trusted local payroll and HR provider for 15 years. EmployerEssentials.com or 303-734-9436.
Good morning, Denver. This is Dave. Don't miss the Dave Ramsey Show today at noon, live on AM 560, The Source.
You know, it's so inspiring to hear those debt-free screams from the Dave Ramsey Show. When you hear how people have overcome financial difficulties, it makes you realize you're not alone in those struggles and that you can do it too. That's what my show is all about in all aspects of life. Hi, everybody. This is Angie Austin. I invite you to join me on our sister station, 810 KLVZ, for The Good News. It's stories of hurt that have turned into stories of hope, stories of triumph, victory, and overcoming obstacles in your life. Tune in weekdays from 4 to 5 p.m. for The Good News with Angie Austin on our sister station, 810 KLVZ.
Experienced pros want to help you get your business right. And now, back to Eric and Angel on the Experienced Pros Radio Show.
Welcome back to the Experience Pros Radio Show with Angel and Eric. We do appreciate you, including all our fans that are waving and saying hi from I-25. Hey, it's time for Business Tips and Insights.
Love that. It's time. We're going to kick it off with Tony Rayburn from Extreme Relationship Management. Hi, Tony.
Hello, team. How are you guys today?
Hey, Tony, we're doing fantastic. And what do we have to learn from Extreme Relationship Management today?
Well, first, go Broncos.
Right.
I'm excited about Sunday.
Come on now.
Awesome. That's awesome. And then today, let's talk about when you're at a networking event, what do you do with all the people that you already know?
I put them in one corner and basically ignore them.
Some people do, some people don't. But what's interesting is that a lot of people run into this. They're like, okay, I'm going into this networking event. I already know you. I've already talked to you. I know exactly what you do in business. I can probably say it for you, exactly what you're going to tell me. And you may be able to do the same thing for me. We've seen each other so often. We know each other that well. Do we spend time together at a networking event? I'm there to do business development. So what do we do with these people? Well, the key is really this. The key decision is you have to remember they typically are at the event looking for customers. You are not. You're there looking to build your A-team. So whether or not you engage in conversation with this person all depends on whether or not you think they're a qualified A-team candidate. If they are, absolutely you want to go spend time and develop the relationship. If they're not, then you need to make a short conversation. You don't need to waste 15 minutes talking about sports and the weather, but you need to go invest your time with the other people in the room who can become part of your A team.
This is fantastic news for all of us, Tony, because we've all been taught, you walk into a networking event, you bring a stack of business cards, you try and meet as many people there, and we've all bought into the myth that everybody there is a potential customer. And so we're trying to sell, we're trying to create a transaction on the spot that we think the person directly in front of us is the one that's going to buy from us. But according to Tony, no, we're building up our A-team, we're building up a relationship. And so you get people that come around and they're like, you guys already know each other. You guys shouldn't be talking to each other. You guys already know each other. But those are the people that think I'm trying to create a transaction here, right?
That's exactly right. And so what you're doing is if they're part of your A-team or a candidate for your A-team, you do want to spend time with them and spend that time engaging in conversation and continuing to build the relationship. If they're not, then you need to kindly end the conversation, walk away, but you can't be rude. You don't want anybody thinking bad of you. Now, here's the problem. When you do this, people are going to see you as very powerful, very well-connected, and very popular.
It's no problem for me.
You're going to have a lot of people who are coming up to you wanting to take up your valuable time, even though they're not candidates for your A-team.
What do you do then, Tony?
This is the art of being able to have a short, pleasant conversation, but being able to end it so you can spend time with other people.
I can't just put up my hand and go, bye-bye.
That's right.
You sir, would you please stand in the corner? I'll be right there. I'm going to talk to you about Amway.
Exactly.
All right. Well, Tony, there's a lot of stuff that we can to go over and and converse about this. I love the tip. Make sure that you're polite. Make sure that you are efficient and looking for your A-team members. Where can we find more information about Extreme Relationship Management, where you teach all this stuff?
The best way is at extremerelationshipmanagement.com, or they can call us nationwide toll-free at 855-I-LIKE-ERM.
855-I-LIKE-ERM. And like Eric said, you teach all of this through your ERM membership. You have different trainings going on, and you have to be a member of ERM to participate in these trainings. And if you go to their website and you check out their calendar, you're going to see that there's a training event always coming up very soon. So you want to make sure that you sign up and get involved. Tony, we appreciate you very much.
You bet. Enjoy, guys. Have a great day.
You betcha. Here's another member of our A-team, Chris Kaiser from C-Square Computer Consulting. Chris, welcome to the show.
Thank you. Well, there goes my bye-bye. Change things up now.
Today I said something nice about you?
I can be taught.
I love
it. It is fun when you think about. I think the reason I'm so endeared to Tony and Extreme Relationship Management is because it takes all the icky away from all the stuff that we've all shy away from networking events about. And you also take out the icky when it comes to technology, Chris.
Thank you. Yes, I won't tout myself as an icky removal master, but I think.
Ooh, that could be sticky.
I could be the icky removal master.
Yes, IRM.
IRM, and so when I say
I hate IRM.
When I get somebody who just makes me feel icky, I'll be like, I'm sorry. What was the icky removal?
Icky removal specialist or something?
Yeah.
There's lots of ways you can go with that.
All right,
all the things that rhyme with icky. So what I wanted to talk about was monitoring. We talked last week, recently about a lot of the cyberbullying sites and really how do we, kind of protect ourselves, our kids, or from that. There's so much activity, and we think in terms of Facebook and YouTube, but there's so many other sites. So, and kind of following up with that, there are really neat tools that you can use to help monitor, and this can go for employees in a business. It can go for family members, and it's not so much. I don't feel that it's all about Big Brother and micromanagement. I just think it's about protecting your investments, your computers, your kids, your employees. And there's two parts to it. One is the technology for it, and there's some neat things out there. Even just setting up a Windows 8 computer in a family recently it was kind of neat to find out some of the tools that are built into that, and having each of the kids able to, each family member being able to go to the computer, log in as their own thing. They've got their desktop, their pictures, their saved things, their own way, the way they want. That's not necessarily unusual, but what's neat is you can have, a parent get reports on activity on the computer. What programs, what searches are they doing on the web are they doing? What kind of things are they looking for? What sites are they spending their time on? What programs are they using the most? And I think that's kind of neat, and that's kind of built in.
I love that.
And there's other tools that can go on, in a business that can provide that same kind of information. How much time are my employees spending on Solitaire or Facebook, or what are they searching for? Are they on Craigslist? Are they doing job searches? You might want to know.
Oh, that would be interesting to know, wouldn't it? You always think of them as just wasting time. Okay, they're shopping, they're playing, they're goofing off, but they could actually be job searching.
Wow.
Right.
You want to know that.
You're paying them to look for a job. So there's lots of things. I think part of it is the technology that's available to do that. I think the second part of that is kind of the culture you set up. And I think, what's important to note is, we had somebody come and say, I want to block all of these sites. I want to block Facebook. I want to block all these dating sites. And, in consulting with them, we said, well, we can do that, but guess what? There's so many other sites. They're going to find another.
There's a library.
Right. There, you can go back and forth having a battle. But it's amazing, once you know you're being monitored, your behavior changes.
You bet.
You bet it does. And I think that's one of the things I think about social media, too, that now that we know that everybody's carrying around a camera with them and they can capture all of our silliness, I think we tend to behave a little bit better when we're out in public.
It's why I show up to work every day, because Angel's watching.
See?
I was on a webinar the other day, Chris, and at the end of the webinar, they opened up the video camera so everybody was on the webinar could have their video show. And one of the people on the video says, well, shoot, now my boss is going to know I'm not at the office, that I'm at home.
Right.
Yeah, it's not a bad thing to rise up and to be accountable and to stop, trying to cut corners and be sneaky, and that's not so bad. So
Good
I love
stuff,
that.
Chris. Hey, let's give some contact information for C-Square, shall we?
Yeah, absolutely. Our phone number is 303-933-1113. You can find us online at c2cc.net. Check out our Facebook page at facebook.com/C2IT.
Always a fun few minutes with you, my friend. Thank you so much.
You guys have a great day. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
The Experience Pros, revolutionizing the way people treat people in business.
Renew, heal, and experience the miraculous with master healer, yoga, and meditation teacher, Karen Corona. Karen has 30 years experience providing natural healing therapies and nutritional education. Her yoga and meditation programs will guide you back to vibrant health and wellness. Call Karen today and get started. 303-725-1119. Mention Experience Pros and get $450 off Karen's upcoming healing and yoga retreat in June, set in lovely Nuevo Vallarta, Mexico. 303-725-1119 or online at KarenCorona.com.
You've tried and tried to shed those 10, 20, even 50 pounds of excess weight, and like so many Americans, you're frustrated. It's no secret that the body needs to be in balance before lasting weight loss can be maintained. Let Dr. Deborah Zeff and Christy Edwards of Holistic Herbal Health help you detoxify your body and get you on the fast track to quantum weight loss. You know you can do this. Now you know someone who can help. Call Dr. Zeff and get started on your quantum weight loss today. 303-249-7742. That's 303-249-7742 or online at rootedinhealth.com.
Leaders, listen up. You want to get the very best from your people, and See It Thrive can help. Address personnel challenges with confidence and unleash the best performance out of your organization, team, or individuals. See It Thrive helps you realize the possibilities of your team coming together as an unstoppable force. Reduce conflict and empower transformation. Because you work with people, make the courageous choice to see it thrive. Call Sue Kenfield today at 303-791-2807. That's 303-791-2807. Discover and sign up for upcoming workshops at seeitthrive.com.
When it comes time for you to buy your next new or gently used vehicle, you'll definitely want an auto broker. And when it comes to which auto broker to choose, here's all you need to know. Matt Martin and H.M. Brown and Associates. Matt has access to all makes and models and offers fantastic financing, leasing, and can even help you with your trade-in. H.M. Brown has 27 years with an A+ rating from the Better Business Bureau. Buy your next car with the integrity and capable help of Matt Martin and H.M. Brown and Associates. 303-414-2388. Call today.
This is Dave Logan, and I know what it's like to get home and not be able to get into the garage, right? I mean, it's especially frustrating when you're getting home from a road trip. That's why I now trust Don's Garage Doors to make sure that it never happens to me again. The LiftMaster system, along with the reliability at Don's, gives me absolute confidence that I'll always be welcomed home. Perhaps you should contact my friends at Don's Garage Doors and ask about their free keypad and remote offers while their supplies last. Find them online at donsgaragedoors.com or call them at 303-738-DOOR.
It's time for you to take control of your money. If it's in a 401k, someone else is in charge. Getting a loan from yourself is not what you've always been taught, and it's not complicated. Pick up the phone and call Walt Wilson at Private Pension Design and ask him about the infinite banking concept at 303-550-2847. That's 303-550-2847. You can start learning more at privatepensiondesign.com. There are 10 videos and other tools to help you get out of debt without changing your cash flow or paying extra taxes. You've worked hard for the money you've saved. Learn how to keep more control of it at privatepensiondesign.com.
Dave Ramsey can help you get out of debt. Call him today during the Dave Ramsey Show, live at noon on KLZ 560, The Source.
The experienced pros want to help you get your business right. Have you joined the revolution? Visit meetup.com/therevolution and become a business revolutionary. And now, back to Eric and Angel on the Experienced Pros Radio Show.
Everybody's talking at me. I don't hear a word they're saying. Only the echoes of my mind.
Welcome back to the Experienced Pros Radio Show. Very nice to have you along with us. Another favorite guest in the studio today, Jerry Brown. And Jerry may not know this, but I've been quite the cook recently. I tried to make something yesterday, and I forgot an ingredient.
Ooh, and then you know what? When
Changes
you miss,
everything.
When you miss an ingredient, yeah, you have a disaster on your hand. Well, I'll tell you what, are you leaving out a very important ingredient when you're telling your story, when you're getting your message out? Jerry Brown, with Jerry Brown PR, he's a public relations professional, a former journalist who helps clients get their stories heard, understood, and remembered. Jerry Brown, welcome to the Experienced Pros Radio Show.
Thanks. It's good to be here.
Jerry, very nice to have you. I tell you what, when you forget a key ingredient, it changes the outcome of your recipe, and I'm imagining you're going to tell us it changes the outcome of your story.
Oh, absolutely, because that's what I want to talk today about, is that what I have found is for many people when they're telling their story is their missing ingredient, and it seems like it ought to be something that was so obvious that they wouldn't, and that's preparation. You know, there are going to be a few people in Denver, I believe, probably watching a football game on Sunday.
One or two.
Yeah, and in a couple of weeks, there'll be a few people watching the Olympics. And, you know, it's nice to look at all those people, and they, you know, the football players, they run for touchdowns or they make an interception, and those Olympic athletes do all this wonderful stuff. And so you say, I'd be cool, I'd really love to do that.
Sure.
But they don't just step out there and do it. You know, before they step out there to perform, they practice and they study and they do all this preparation. Well, the reality is, before you tell your story, you need to spend some time preparing.
So they're not just winging it.
That's exactly right. And I think that there are 3 questions that you ought to always ask when you're preparing to tell your story. And the first one is, what is your objective? Now, companies, for the most part, don't just spend bunches of money to do something thinking, oh, I hope it works out. They usually have some sort of business or product plan. But it's amazing to me how many people want to tell their story by just doing it. And don't really know what they want. Oh, I want a positive story, or I want to, whatever. You need to know exactly what you want to have happen because you told your story. You need to know your objective. And that sounds obvious, but people just don't always know.
No, they don't ever, I think, in most cases. We'll ask people, even if they come into the studio for their interviews, okay, what do you want to have happen today?
Right.
I just came in to talk.
Yeah, I didn't think about that.
You ask questions, I answer.
Right. And the next question I suggest you ask, once you know the objective, and you really need to know that, and it needs to be specific. The next thing you need to know is who your audience is, And we've all heard somebody say, well, who's your audience, or who are your customers? And they say, well, everybody.
No.
Unless you've cornered the market on air so that we all have to do business with you in order to breathe,
right.
The answer is not everyone.
You're absolutely
That's a good
right.
analogy. I love that picture.
Yeah, so you need to know who your audience is to be specific. And you may have several audiences, and so it may be that today you're telling your story one way for one audience because that's what they care about, and tomorrow you may be telling your story a whole different way because that audience that you're talking to today is interested in different things about what you have to say.
And that's not that challenging to do, and we do it all day long.
Absolutely.
When, we're talking with family members, we talk family stuff. We're talking with business associates, we talk business stuff. We adjust our message all day long anyways.
Absolutely. And then the final question that it's not the final question. There are some other things you ought to ask as you're preparing sometimes, but the other one that I see you always ought to know, and that's what's your headline. It really is that one thing, and I emphasize one thing that you want your audience to remember, and also make sure that they hear if they don't hear anything else you say. You got to be able to say it in about 15 seconds because otherwise it won't be clear enough for us to get it and remember it. And so those three things, what do you want to have happen? Who are you talking to? Who's your audience? And then what do you want them to hear? What's that one thing? And as you writing or telling your story, that you want to focus on that one thing. Everything else you say in that particular part of your story is just filler to add some depth and some texture to your message.
Well, I think, and you are a PR expert, and so when you come to us, you always bring these elements that make it real easy for us to shine the light on you because you give us that headline, you give us the objective, and we know what we're doing. And I think there's just great synergy whenever we work with you, Jerry. And so, I think when we are putting our story together, is it different if we're doing it in writing versus if we're telling it?
Oh, well, there are obviously some key differences. Certainly, if you're writing, you want to, you want to make sure that you make it succinct. You want to make sure that it's clear. But if you're going to deliver your message in front of an audience, you need to practice.
Absolutely.
Now, you were talking about that, I know, at the beginning of your show.
Right.
If you're going to deliver a 5-minute presentation, you ought to practice it until, if you practice it in one time it's 6 minutes, and 1 minute it's 8 minutes, and one time it's 3 minutes, you're not ready to deliver it. If it's a 5-minute presentation, you ought to be delivered over and over and over again with about plus or minus 15 seconds.
As consistently as you deliver your product or service.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Or, and if it's a 20-minute presentation, then you ought to be able to come within about a minute or two, plus or minus. But the fact is that until you can do that, you're not ready.
Jerry, one of the things that Angel and I, we talk about this a lot, and as you know, we speak in front of audiences of various sizes, and one of the things that drives us nuts is when people say, first question is, how long did you guys practice that, and where's your script? And there is no script for us.
Right.
So then we take that and put that into what you just taught us. We have a clear objective, we know our audience, and we have the headline, and then we deliver the preparation of all of that is 13 years. We created a new language, wrote the dictionary, and practice it.
Right.
Every day.
Oh, absolutely. And you have to do that. The other thing that I think is really important, there's an old Mark Twain quote about, here's I've written you a long letter. If I'd had more time, I would have written you a short one. Most of us write long. And by the way, when we're doing presentations, I'm always amazed that people do not understand when they prepare a presentation until they've delivered it. They think that they have a 5-minute presentation that's about 20 minutes long. Over and over again, they're much longer than people realize until they actually time it out. But the same thing is true with, writing. Most of us, not all of us, but most of us write long.
Right.
So editing is really a key ingredient of telling your story.
That's the hardest piece, Jerry.
It is, and you have to be ruthless.
So much I want to share.
Yeah, and you have to be ruthless. But, and the fact is a lot of us, it's like if I can just make one more point, that's the one that's going to tip thing, and everybody's going to believe me. Most of us really actually need to make one less point.
Yes, we all need to make one less point. We saw something on
Twitter, tweetable
on PowerPoint, like a PowerPoint rule, and it said, it's no more than 6 bullet points. And Eric and I said 6.
3.
Cut it down. You can't get through 6.
No, absolutely. So, but if you're not preparing, I know. I mean, I've heard, and I actually have some friends who are good musicians, but I've also heard like world-class musicians who spend hours and hours every day, practicing the piano or the cello or the whatever they play, who say, if they miss even a day or two of that practice routine, they feel like they've lost their edge. Now, these are the people who are the best in the world at what they do, and they feel like they have to practice every single day.
Right.
Now, I guess my question would be if anybody thinks that this is stuff that's not worth doing, are you better at telling your story than they are at doing what they do?
Well said.
Yeah.
Jerry?
No, absolutely not.
Our audience needs you.
Yes.
Would you please connect, give us some connection, contact information so that they can connect with you?
You bet. My email address is jerry@jerrybrownpr.com.
That's easy to remember.
Yeah, I feel fortunate to have a company named Jerry Brown PR. It helps me remember who I am and what I do. And my phone number is 303-594-8016.
That's 303-594-8016. You can remember it's Jerry Brown at jerrybrownpr.com. Jerry@jerrybrownpr.com is his email address. Give him a call. You need help preparing your story. It makes a world-class difference when you've taken the time to prep and fill in that missing ingredient. Jerry, thanks so much for being here today.
Oh, well, thank you for having me. I always enjoy being here.
Absolutely. Folks, don't go anywhere. More positive business talk coming up next. You're listening to Angel and Eric on the Experience Pros Radio Network.
The Experience Pros are here to help you get your business right. To learn more, visit experiencepros.com.
Where do you go when the bank says no? Every business needs money, and yours is probably no different. What's that you say? Your bank backed out on a commitment to you? Our friend Steve Replin has the answers to your financial questions. Steve's new book, Where to Go When the Bank Says No, is the authoritative guide to finding you the money you need now. Where to Go When the Bank Says No, available right now at hardmoneybooks.com. That's hardmoneybooks.com. Where do you go when the bank says no? hardmoneybooks.com.
Design, implement, and support. If you have a computer, a cell phone, or a tablet, you have a network. Hi, this is Eric, and I've got great news for you. Your network has a guy. For the last 15 years, Brad Binkley of Binkley IT has served his clients without killing their budget. Brad can effectively manage a network of up to 50 computers, typically for about 2 to 4 hours a week. Huge savings, no sacrifice. Call Brad today for your next IT partner. 720-254-1057. That's 720-254-1057. Binkley IT, solving the IT puzzle one piece at a time.
Can you imagine going an entire day without your phone or computer? Crazy, right? How else would you communicate with your team, contact that client, or even get paid? Absolutely nothing happens when you don't have technology in your lap. Even a slow-running computer can stall your progress. And when your software doesn't sync, nothing seems to work out. You've got a technology partner like no other with C-Squared Computer Consulting. C-Squared is your business pain reliever. Solve your pain. Call C-Squared at 303-933-1113.
Are you an expert? At Experience Pros, we feature the best in business, and we're looking for industry experts to share tips with our audience. If you're an expert who offers great customer service and you'd like to be a part of the Experience Pros radio show, click on the radio interview request at experiencepros.com. We want our audience to hear from you. Go to experiencepros.com and fill out the radio interview request and start spreading the news that you're going to be on the radio.
Being a homeowner, business owner, or a consumer has never been easier thanks to the Extreme Customer Service Directory. You can count on the Experience Pros Network to deliver the best in customer service and collaboration. Check out the Extreme Customer Service Directory for all your referrals, and if you don't see your favorites on the list, let us know. We'll check them out, and if their customers are saying great things about them, they could be a great fit for the Extreme Customer Service Directory. Online at experiencepros.com/directory.
If printing is an essential part of your business day, then RMK Cartridge is your lifeline to success. Hi, this is Eric, and Angel and I wouldn't think of running our business without having RMK Cartridge on our speed dial. Remanufactured ink and toner cartridges are just the beginning. Free delivery and award-winning service coupled with 30 to 50% savings over original manufacturer products means that we're saving time, money, and space in the landfill all at once. Treat your printer to the best. Contact the guys at RMK Cartridge at 303-781-2076 or on the web at rmkcartridge.com.
Your healthy radio addiction. The Laura Ingraham Show, live weekday mornings at 7 on KLZ 560, The Source.
This is Dave. The Experience Pros radio show is changing the way people treat people in business. Listen to Eric and Angel mornings at 10, right before the Dave Ramsey Show at noon on KLZ 560, The Source.
The Experience Pros radio show, where small business is big business and your business is our business. Follow them on twitter.com/experiencepros. Now, back to Angel and Eric, the Experience Pros.
We came from somewhere back in long ago. The sound of every fool comes.
Welcome back to the Experience Pros Radio Show. I'm just wondering if I can ask producer Charlie, can we just listen to the whole song and then come talk after the song? Is that all right?
All right. So I've actually tuned in to some different talk radio programs.
Yeah, you're talking over my song.
And when they play the music, it's very confusing.
That's a little better.
Is that better? Can you still hear the song?
A little bit.
And so I'll just talk softly?
Yep.
All right. So I want to talk a little bit about messaging. Can you turn down the music and listen to me, Eric?
All right. Charlie, she's blown it for me already. Go ahead, talk about messaging. Everybody on the freeway is like, God, I gotta turn this up. Now the music's down. I got to turn it down. Right.
Just keeping you actively engaged.
Psych.
This is engagement radio.
Right.
You thought you were just passively listening. No. We changed the volume just to keep you engaged.
The lady
to
in
make
the
sure you're
Lexus
paying
is
attention.
going, no problem. I got the controls right here on the steering wheel.
On the steering wheel. Well, and I think one of the things we love about talk radio versus music
right.
is people, when you're listening to talk radio, you really are actively engaged.
Did you hear the Doobie Brothers?
Well, unless, sometimes we all have just some of those songs that just, you turn it up and you're singing along and you're moving along and you're going back to a moment.
If you're with me, honk right now.
Oh,
I
heard all that from the...
Hello. 225 is alive and well.
There we go. And so when the music there, but most of the time, we put music on more as a background.
It's true.
Just to kind of fill the void and have some white noise and music on as a background. But talk radio, you're actively engaged, you're paying attention, you're kind of having that conversation along with the radio hosts and the people that are on. You're agreeing, you're disagreeing, you're taking notes. That's a great idea. Right. I would never do that. And it is a very active community. It's not passive, which for our sponsors and the people that participate and come on the show to share their message.
Bodes very well. Yeah.
It does, and it's a great medium.
All right, so you want to talk a little bit about messaging.
I'm getting there.
Oh, well.
You didn't like my lead-in? Am I not fast enough? He's like, messaging.
I had the Doobie Brothers.
Messaging, Angel, now.
You wanted to cut them off.
On the messaging. All right, I think that we're having a conversation just leading up based on, we had some conversations earlier with Tony from Extreme Relationship Management, a little bit with Chris and Jerry Brown about our story. In my world, that's your messaging. And so what you say, how you say it, who you say it to, is it sticky?
Right.
Which means, would I even remember it if an hour passed? Is it even going to resonate in my head right now? And so when we talk about our messaging and we're talking about networking and we're talking about telling your story, Jerry asked, what is your objective? What do you want people to do or hear or get out of hearing from you? Here's something that is an objective for you when you go to a networking event. Oh, people are honking on Facebook.
They're honking on Facebook.
What is that?
Thank you, Kelly.
All right. So the objective when you're talking with people, we often think that when I'm in front of you, you are my next client. And I'm trying to have the conversation with you to turn you into my next client and take you into my sales process. However, most of us, when we walk into a networking event, that's not the luxury. I'm not there to become your client. I'm there to build relationships. I'm there to build my network.
Right.
And everybody at a networking event is connected to at least 250 people. and probably a whole heck of a lot more.
Facebook gives you away.
So we're all massively connected. We all know people. We all know people in large companies. We all know people out of state. We all know people close. We know people far. We are super duper connected. But if our objective isn't to get somebody to say, that's me, that you can help, or I know somebody that I'd like to introduce you to. If you're not getting people go, oh, can I have your card? I know exactly who I want to introduce you to.
Instantaneous turn and call to action.
That's the objective that we're looking for. Not, okay, well, I'd like to add you to my newsletter, or maybe that might be. No. You want the response to be, that's me. That's exactly, I'm your target audience. I've been looking for you. I'm so glad we met. But really more importantly, I've got the perfect person to introduce you to. If they're in the room, even better, but most of the time they aren't. And so really, if you're not getting people say, can I have your card because I want to introduce you to somebody, go home and work on your messaging. I mean, that's the instant feedback that you have. And I actually had a conversation. We met somebody for coffee. We always want to go out and meet people for coffee. That's a valuable exercise. But if it takes you 60 minutes for me to come to the conclusion, go, oh, I know who I should introduce you to. You know who would be a great connection for you. 60 minutes, way too long.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, when you're talking about going home and getting your messaging right, there are a couple of pieces that you really want to focus in on. First and foremost, and you cannot skip this step, and Jerry mentioned it, everybody, ERM, Tony mentioned it, everybody agrees in the professional world, you need to know who your target market is. Listen, Angel and I, we went through this process years and years ago, and I'm telling you, it's not simple. If you figure out who your target market is in 5 minutes, you have not done it right, I suggest. It's just not that easy. You need to find out exactly. I even watched a video yesterday that says you need to give them a persona. You need to, like an actor would their character. You need to know who they are, what they look like, how do they dress, what do they drink, what do they eat, how many, where do they hang out. You need to know the demographics of your ideal client. Once you've done that, then you need to be able to put in 4 words.
4 words?
Who you help and how you help them.
Nobody can do it in 4 words.
We used to say 7 to 11. If you buy our book, the List to Save My Business, on Amazon.com, you'll find us saying you need to know in 7 to 11 words. We got it down to 4. I think you can too.
My church did. Our church changed their mission statement.
Right.
They now say, build churches, make disciples.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Ours, we make you visible.
We do make you visible. And it rocks. It absolutely rocks. We hope to see you guys tonight at Open House with Style at 10146 San Juan Way.
10146
at the Regal Fitness in Littleton. You can find out more details at openhousewithstyle.com.
Well, we've got to wrap this hour, but we've got a whole other hour of positive business talk coming up, so don't go anywhere. In fact, you can honk again if you like. We'd love to hear from you. On behalf of Charlie, our producer, Angel, myself, all the people that make the Experience Pros radio show happen every single day, we say thank you. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for sharing the show with others in business. This should be the most positive, inspirational hour of your work day every day. Now give somebody a 20-second kiss. You know what that stands for? Kindness is so simple.
This has been the Experience Pros radio show with business revolutionaries Angel Tussey and Eric Raymer. For more information, you can contact Experience Pros by calling 720-344-2446 or visit them on the web at experiencepros.com, facebook.com/experiencepros, and twitter.com/experiencepros. What are you waiting for? Join the revolution.
KLZ 560, The Source.
Dave, I'm thinking about purchasing an existing small business. What's the best way to calculate its value?
The Dave Ramsey Show.
The net profit of the business after all labor costs have been paid. If the owner of the business is working in the business, and obviously won't be there if they sell the business, you're going to have to pay someone to do what that owner used to do, or pay yourself to do what that owner used to do. That amount of what I can hire that job done for, deducted from the net profit, if it's an owner working in the business, is your real net profit. In other words, if you're an absentee investor that did not work in the business, what is your net profit? And you need to see tax returns to prove that net profit. And you're looking for a 20 to a 25% rate of return on your investment in that situation at least. And so the most that business is worth is 4 to 5 times that net profit. That method I just used is called the capitalization method.
Dave Ramsey, noon to 3 on KLZ 560, The Source.
This is the legendary KLZ, AM 560, KLZ HD Denver, and online streaming at 560thesource.com. Since 1922, KLZ Denver.
This is the Blaze Radio News. I'm John DeMaster. A Texas Republican storming out of the State of the Union saying he wants the president impeached. The Blaze Radio's Chris Barnes with more from Washington.
Just hours after he storms out of President Obama's State of the Union, Republican Congressman Steve Stockman of Texas announces he's considering filing articles of impeachment against the president. He did so on a website backing his Senate run. Stockman explaining he left the president's speech early because he was upset after hearing how the president is further abusing his constitutional powers. Stockman accusing the president of promising to break his oath of office and begin enacting his own brand of law through executive decree. But Stockman's impeachment threat comes shortly after his return from an unexplained absence that kept him from voting in the House for days. Stockman, who's challenging Republican John Cornyn's re-election bid, blaming it on an overseas trip, although his absence began more than a week before the trip began.
This is news on the Blaze Radio Network.
In the year 1791, Americans were guaranteed individual freedoms and a limited government. Today, those freedoms are disappearing. The government listens to your phone calls and scans your emails. That's why we've created 1791 Email. When you sign up for an account, you can rest assured that we won't invade your inbox or scan your emails. And with your 1791 Email account, you'll be letting everyone know that you believe in individual freedom. Find out more about 1791 Email at 1791.com and start sharing the spirit of America today. For the record, establishing truth in the media and setting a new standard in broadcast journalism. Investigating the stories the mainstream media doesn't just ignore, but are afraid to uncover. A news program that doesn't compromise anything, has no political agenda, and nothing to lose. For the record, restoring truth in the media and setting the record straight. Returning soon to The Blaze. Truth lives here.
The Blaze Radio News on KLZ 560 The Source.
You're listening to the Experience Pros radio show brought to you by Mass Mutual Colorado. Experience Pros, where business revolutionaries Angel Tussey and Eric Raymer, best-selling authors of Lists That Save My Business and founders of Experience Pros University, are inspiring you to get your business right. Let's join Angel and Eric for today's program.
Welcome back to the Experience Pros Radio Show, hour number 2. Thank you for tuning in. We're here to remind you that small business is big business, and your business is our business.
All right, so I just had like a whole deja vu.
All over again?
All of it, yeah, as the music is playing, I was thinking, didn't we just do this?
Yeah, well, you know, that happens when you have not 1 but 2 hours.
No, like, didn't we just
do this?
Do this, like, just right 5 seconds ago.
No, about 60 minutes ago.
That was weird. I'm thinking, didn't we just had this? We just did our intro.
You did it in your head.
We're doing it again?
In your head, which is, by the way, where many creative things happen.
I know, it's all rainbows and unicorns in there.
Puppy dogs. And,
they say that if you knew how powerful your thoughts truly are, I mean, if we really grasp the power that our thoughts had, we would never have a negative thought. We would never be self-deprecating. I mean, if we truly understood it, we would not allow that negativity in.
Certainly a way to take care of that. It's a frontal lobotomy. No? Oh, maybe that's a bottle in front of me. I can't remember.
Are you my lobotomy?
No.
Am I like gonna just cut you off like?
Well, perhaps daily. But let's talk about this for a minute. I saw an article online that says that gluten, wheat.
Wheat? You got all excited. Gluten, wheat?
Well, I want to make sure that I say it right. Wheat covers your frontal cortex and prevents you from thinking creatively.
Wheat?
Don't you wrinkle your brow. She's furrowing. Charlie, she's furrowing.
Okay, so because you had some pasta for lunch, I can't be creative in our little brainstorming meeting this afternoon. I'm going to have to take a nap.
Tell me that the wheat thing hasn't impacted your family in a huge way.
Creatively?
I'm not saying creatively or anything.
I have a house full of creative geniuses.
Every time you take wheat, you're giving yourself a frontal lobotomy.
Authors, musicians, artists, they are as creative as the day is long.
Because they have no wheat.
We have not had wheat for about 10 months.
Right.
Okay.
Creativity.
The creativity didn't start
It's up.
10 months ago.
It's way up. No.
Oh, nay. Oh, my gosh.
It's way
Let me guess where you read that.
Don't you do this to me now.
Yeah, I mean, you have to consider the source, right? And so, I mean, what separates really America from any other country, I think, is our creativity. Who eats more wheat than anybody in the world? Americans. No, I don't agree. I think we are so creative. We can outsource pretty much everything over to, those little, $2 an hour VAs and phone calls and website management and all that, but the creativity stems right here in the United States of America. Whether or not you eat wheat or not, I think has absolutely zero bearing.
Question we should all be asking is how much more? Tell you what, we've got somebody creative coming up next on the Experience Pros radio show. You're going to want to stick around. You're listening to Angel and Eric, where if you don't eat wheat, you won't get a lobotomy.
The Experience Pros are here to help you get your business right. To learn more, visit experiencepros.com.
You keep wondering about refinancing options. You know rates are low, but don't know how to go about getting the best rate and best type of loan for your situation. What do you even need to get started? Wonder no more. Go to CherylAnswers.com. Cheryl of ALMC Mortgage has put together a checklist of what you need to know and frequently asked questions when it comes to your mortgage. Get answers. Go to CherylAnswers.com. CherylAnswers.com.
LMB number 100020432. NMLS number 266695. You can check the licensing status of your mortgage loan originator at dora.state.co.us.
Your photographs are your treasures. Your art collection means something to you, and that jersey you won in that silent auction is providing you with tons of bragging rights, so it matters to you where you have it framed. Trust your framing to the experts at Frame Art, the experts with heart. What matters to you matters to Frame Art. Don't drop your treasures off at a warehouse. Call Frame Art, 303-722-1525, 303-722-1525, located just north of Dartmouth on South Broadway in Englewood. Frame Art. It matters.
Benjamin Franklin once said that nothing is certain except death and taxes. He was right, mostly. What Ben didn't know was that when it comes to death, Mike Heffelbauer, licensed and board certified in funeral services since 1990, has served families with dignity and respect while saving them thousands with their affordable and realistic pricing. Heffelbauer Funeral Services, family owned and community involved. When certainty calls, call Heffelbauer Funeral Services, 720-344-6087, 720-344-6087, or visit HeffelbauerFuneralServices.com.
If you're ready to get serious about your health, then experience the BioT difference. BioT Medical's all-natural testosterone pellet therapy is the safest and most effective way to increase your testosterone levels. Testosterone therapy not only improves your energy and libido, but also protects against heart disease, high cholesterol, type 2 diabetes, Alzheimer's, and prostate cancer. Go to biotmedical.com to find a BioT certified practitioner near you. That's BIOTE medical.com.
Networking is full of myths. Bring lots of business cards. Be sure to meet at least 10 new people. Have your 30-second sales pitch ready. Your network is your net worth, but only if you're networking with your A-team. Take the guesswork out of your networking by joining Extreme Relationship Management. It's transforming the way people are networking. It's way more fun than drive-by networking and doesn't waste your time handing out stacks of business cards. Check out ExtremeRelationshipManagement.com for their next event. ExtremeRelationshipManagement.com.
Hi, business owners. You wish you could get more people to come into your store, restaurant, or studio? So we put together an incredible marketing campaign to collaborate with you. For 13 weeks, the Experience Pros Radio Show is hosting the Travel Experience campaign, and our listeners will vote on where Eric Raymer will go on his first vacation in over 12 years. As a voting location, we'll host a live broadcast from your store, and we'll encourage our listeners to come in and vote for Eric's destination. Every time they vote, they get entered to win a trip of their own. Let's collaborate. Sign up to be a voting location for only $4.99. Email us at radio@experiencepros.com or call 855-FANBRAG. That's 855-326-2724. Spaces are limited and voting starts on February 3rd. Stay tuned right here on KLZ 560 The Source, and let's tell Eric where to go.
It's a new day on KLZ, so wake up with Randy Corcoran tomorrow morning at 5 on KLZ 560 The Source.
The Experience Pros want to help you get your business right. And now, back to Eric and Angel on the Experience Pros Radio Show.
Ain't no mountain high, ain't no valley low, ain't no river wide enough, baby.
Welcome back to the Experience Pros Radio Show. Very nice to have you along with us. Hey, what's your customer's experience?
Ooh, well, we're hoping that you are ready to elevate your customer experience. We've got Scott Addis, the author of Summit, Reach Your Peak and Elevate Your Customer's Experience. Scott, welcome to the Experience Pros Radio Show.
Thank you very much. It's my honor to be with you guys.
Well, we're pretty excited to have you.
Absolutely. Scott, you talk a little bit in your book about goal setting and how important it is on the climb. Can you elaborate a little bit for that?
Yeah, thanks for asking. You know, a lot of people go through life and they do progress, but they've never learned the art of goal setting. And if you think about it, is you must have visions, and then the goals become the stepping stones to visions. So those people that go about their very busy lives and never learn the art of goal setting, in many cases, I don't think they can ever reach their true summit.
Now, let me follow that up with let's tie that into the customer experience. How does goal setting affect how we present our customer experience?
Well, once again, the first step of goal setting is setting a vision, and I think all of us must have a vision for that customer experience. How do we want to really engage the customer? How do we want to create emotion? What do we want the outcomes to be? So I think it starts with saying, for all of us that are providing a customer experience, and many people don't use that term, but they really are, is trying to envision what that experience looks like. And then back in, what are specific goals to go ahead and get there?
I love this. You know, our big focus is always about the customer experience here on the show. So, Scott, we're great power partners here. But I don't think that most people think about, when they think about their vision, their customer experience is, it's like it's left out for some reason. Do you find that?
Yeah, and the other thing you just mentioned, my gosh, a few moments ago, was that the creativity piece. And you think about it, is there's so many ordinary experiences today, and you sit back and say, how do we really drive emotion and engagement? I mean, I can tell you in the few minutes I've listened to your show, and obviously I'm in Philadelphia, I can see why you're so successful, as you really are being intimate and you're driving emotion.
Well, and we're cutting back on the pasta.
and cutting back on the pasta.
All right, so let's talk about, and we want to focus on, and I know your book is actually segmented into four different areas, the four different elevations, but one of them is very specifically on this customer experience. You talk about that first impression, and you have some tips that you want to share with our audience. Am I right?
Yeah, I mean, if you think about it, is from the first moment someone is encountering a person, they're actually forming that first impression. And I think we've got to be aware in whatever we're doing, whether it's as we meet and greet people, if we are actually in the business environment, that first impression lasts forever.
Forever? That's a lot of pressure.
A lot of pressure.
It is a lot of pressure. I mean, I can't say you can't try to alter it, but think about, I mean, those listeners and you guys, think about that person you might have actually had the first encounter with, and maybe they did something a little bit stupid, or they were on a positive side very much creative and out of the box. That impression really stays with you. So first impressions are very important, especially when it comes to the customer experience journey.
Well, you know, we've always talked about relationship is really what you're after. It doesn't matter what you do. If you're not developing a relationship, you're really kind of in an expensive hobby. Now, Scott, let's talk a little bit about work-life balance. Many people think this is a myth. Is it possible to balance your work and your life?
It sure is, and not only possible, I think it's something that's necessary. And a few moments ago, you guys were really speaking about being creative and innovative and so forth.
Right.
I really think you're going to lose that if you don't take time to really, in many ways, recharge your battery, refuel yourself, because that creative and energy will be gone if you don't balance it.
You know, I end up finding, Scott, and for a long time I really struggled with my work-life balance. When I was at work, I felt really guilty. I need to be at home. I need to be spending more time at home. But when I was at home, I felt really guilty. I need to be at work. There's so much stuff that I have to do. Yep. And I really wasn't present then in either place, and had to get a grip on that. Do you find that a lot of people have that, or am I the only one?
Oh, my gosh. I mean, and it's getting worse all the time. Think of the demands of work and demands of home life. It's really getting very, very troublesome. Could I give the listeners a few ideas what they might be able to do to balance that?
Please.
Absolutely.
Just a couple thoughts. Number one is the first thing is self-awareness. That sounds simple, but so many people are not self-aware when they really do have a work-life balance issue. Once you become aware, you've got to reach out to family and friends, because in many cases you're going to need that support. The obvious things are things like nutrition, exercise, finding hobbies. My gosh, so many people today are so busy. When you ask the question, what are your hobbies, they're going to say, I've kind of lost them or don't have them. Recovery strategies. Great athletes, great entertainers, they must go in have recovery strategies. Otherwise, their performance is not where it wants to be. So the other stuff is you're going to know, or sleep and nutrition and so forth. But those are a couple ideas. But I think the first and most important is being aware you might have an issue.
I remember my mom offering to babysit one time when my kids were little. And she's like, "An Angel, you can go. You can have the whole day. You can do whatever you want." I'm like, I don't know what that would be anymore. I had just gotten so consumed in being a mom, I had totally lost any hobbies. And then when you throw a business in there, I think it can be very, very overwhelming. The book is Summit, Reach Your Peak and Elevate Your Customer's Experience. Where do people get a copy of your book, Scott?
You could go to find out more about the book, Scott Addis, author.com, or you can go on Barnes & Noble, Amazon, Borders, and so forth. It's also in Hudson bookstores, so there's plenty of ways to get it.
All right, I love that. Now, you also talk about in the book about nonverbal business communication, and so I would love to hear your thoughts on that.
Great point. We think it's the words we say, and in reality, the research indicates that 93% of communication is nonverbal. It could be the tone, it could be the body postures and so forth, it could be a smile. So you think about all these things. I suggest for people that are in the business world, actually videotape yourselves, have people give your impressions and so forth, because your performance is as people perceive you and so forth, and if you are not aware of the nonverbal communications you're sending off, it really can be a challenge. I can tell you, I've actually had dozens and dozens of people that I've had them videotape themselves, and when they come back, they say, "My gosh, I had no idea I was doing this or doing that. No wonder my impact isn't where it wants to be."
Scott, you're in Philadelphia, and here we are in Denver, and both Angel and I have these huge cheese-eating grins on, because what you may not be aware of is we started our first hour with an elongated conversation about videotaping to do just that.
Scott, have you ever videotaped yourself and watched it?
I sure have. It's not easy.
No.
Angel likened it unto sticking stick pins in your eyeballs. But and I've been on the stage and a performer for decades, and I'm the one who advocates. It's painful, but you got to look at it. This is how you polish.
Exactly, and I think the point you're making is so vital. People have to look. It is your performance. I mean, in whatever business, it is your performance. You think of the Super Bowl this weekend. You think of all the great entertainers and so forth. They work on their performance over and over and over, and people have to look at it that way.
Scott, will you please come back and talk to us again?
Well, I'd like to also say I went to high school with your great governor in Pennsylvania, John Hickenlooper.
Oh.
So we're thrilled. I know he's rooting for you guys in Denver, but at heart he's still a Philadelphia fan.
Oh, no. We're renaming all of our 14er peaks on Sunday after all the different Bronco players.
Yeah, Mister, you wow, just jumped the track right there.
No, we would love to have you back. Purpose and passion are words that are used frequently when discussing leadership, entrepreneurship, work ethics, startups, and the like. This is what you're going to get out of the book Summit. Actually, I moved it. Summit, Reach Your Peak and Elevate Your Customer's Experience, written by Scott Addis. We really would love to have you back, Scott.
Thank you. I appreciate your time.
And you can have the governor. We'll
Hey.
I'm just teasing.
He's renaming, the governor just renamed all of our peeps.
We got football peeps.
Go Broncos.
All right, go Broncos. Folks, don't go anywhere. We'll be back after these messages.
The Experience Pros are here to help you get your business right. To learn more, visit experiencepros.com.
Run a business and have a life. You got into business so you could enjoy life, and Employer Essentials can help. They keep up with the ever-changing payroll and employment laws and requirements, as well as all those employee management issues. Employer Essentials is the answer you've been looking for to add payroll and HR solutions that offer you peace of mind and the time to do what you want to do. Employer Essentials, Denver's trusted local payroll and HR provider for 15 years. EmployerEssentials.com or 303-734-9436.
Hi, this is Angel, and I've been in my home for 12 years now. When I think about redecorating, I just can't seem to get past what I've always done. Helene's Designs offers a fluff-it-up service for home decorating. She takes what I already have and rearranges just enough to fluff it up. Call Helene to get fluffed up at 720-233-7302. Helene's Designs is a full-service design firm that helps you turn your dreams into a reality. Call Helene's Designs today at 720-233-7302 or check out the before and after pictures online at helenesdesigns.com.
You have a 401k and you keep hearing about ways to invest in real estate or precious metals. At Diverse Retirement Solutions, they've developed a plan that will help you do just that, and you can take back control of your retirement funds with checkbook control and no annual fees. Find out how by going to diverseretirementsolutions.com or calling them at 970-316-2099. That's 970-316-2099. Don't wait another day to take control of your retirement funds. Put them to work for you today. Diverse Retirement Solutions, 970-316-2099.
Nyland's Collision Center is an award-winning body shop that takes great care of you and your car. This matters when your insurance company wants to take shortcuts. Nyland's Collision Center only uses manufactured parts. This matters when a cheap, ill-fitting part is available. At Nyland's, it matters. If it's not perfect, it's not leaving. 303-761-9219. 303-761-9219.
When you think of going to the dentist, it makes you uncomfortable and uptight. You recall the dark ages of dentistry. Weisbard Dental wants to change that image. Imagine being welcomed in a comfortable, beautiful, brand new dental office with digital x-rays, digital photos, being comforted throughout the entire process. At Weisbard Dental, you'll be treated while relaxing in their massage chairs. Make an appointment for Weisbard Dental at 303-773-3373. Check them out at weisbarddental.com. WEISBARD dental.com.
I'm Dr. Lee Weisbard, and I can make you smile.
Grassroots Radio Colorado, today at 5 on KLZ 560, The Source.
You know, it's so inspiring to hear those debt-free screams in the Dave Ramsey Show. When you hear how people have overcome financial difficulties, it makes you realize you're not alone in those struggles and that you can do it too. That's what my show is all about in all aspects of life. Hi, everybody. This is Angie Austin. I invite you to join me on our sister station, 810 KLVZ, for The Good News. It's stories of hurt that have turned into stories of hope, stories of triumph, victory, and overcoming obstacles in your life. Tune in weekdays from 4 to 5 p.m. for The Good News with Angie Austin on our sister station, 810 KLVZ.
The Experience Pros Radio Show, home of the original Fan Braggin' Fridays. Take just 20 seconds to become a revolutionary by sharing a fan bragging story of great customer service on Facebook.com/ExperiencePros. Now, back to Angel and Eric, the Experience Pros.
Wow! Welcome back to the Experience Pros Radio Show.
Okay, so I want to
Angel just brought out the gun show.
I know, these pipes are bursting. I've been doing my 100 push-up challenge, and I did in my 5th set yesterday.
Yes,
So I'm working up to. I started with I could do 4.
4 individual push-ups.
Yes.
How many are you doing in a set now?
I did 20.
Wow.
20. All at once.
In 2 weeks? So a week and a half?
I'm on the 3rd week.
3rd week now.
I'm on 3rd week, day 2.
That's great progress.
And you skip a day.
All right.
And I'm doing them with my son. He's so excited to do push-ups with me, though he can do like 3 times as many push-ups as Mom, which he thinks is pretty cool, and I'm all right with that. That works for me. The song that we went into our last segment with, though, I can't remember what it was. Charlie, what was that last song that we just went into the last segment before with the Ain't No Mountain High Enough, Ain't No
Mountain High Enough, Marvin Gaye.
Of it? That, I thought you just talked right over that song, Eric.
It's true.
That's actually on my playlist for when I work out.
Oh,
when
it
I go
is?
for a run. Yeah, love that
well,
song.
you need to identify the songs earlier, but you just accomplished something that has almost never been accomplished in the history of this radio show.
And what is that?
You got Charlie to speak over the air.
I love Charlie.
Oh,
No,
they
actually
didn't
speak
hear.
over the air.
Only the video heard.
Only in the Google world. Only in the Google world.
Holds on his anonymity.
We are like Charlie's Angels, actually.
Yes.
Because we
well,
do have
you are.
No, we are.
I don't. I
Yeah,
I,
no,
I
you
don't
and
prefer
me.
to be called an angel.
Yeah, we are Charlie's
It's not
Angels.
my preference.
Well, you know what? You're just going to have to live with it because it is what it is, mister.
I just found out that cheese eating is a substitute for something else.
I know Eric was being
Had no
politically
idea.
correct. And
Who would grin after eating that?
no, I know. This is what I'm saying. There are just some phrases out there that you just kind of, you hear them and you think that in no way, shape, or form makes any sense at all. At all. And most phrases with swear words in them, they just confuse the heck out of me.
I poo-poo them.
Well, but when you think about them and the context in which they are used, they are just grammatically incorrect. I mean, they're foul anyways, but they're
Right.
just grammatically incorrect.
I've been using cheese eating grins since I was 18 years old. I had no idea. I apologize, America.
I used to use a phrase that my dad would say all the time, and it was like an acronym for something icky.
You can't say that.
And I can't say it. And when I learned what it really stood for,
Right.
it's like, oh, I've been saying this naughty word all my life, and yeah, it's bad.
All right.
Bad.
Well, I got some things to talk about.
Oh, do you now?
Yeah.
I did actually have to give Eric a little warning.
Okay, so let's give the audience a little peek into how the show is developed.
I would love to hear how you're going to describe the peek into how the show is developed.
So what we do is we schedule people on the show, and sometimes they cancel. And when they do, we have a backup list of articles that we can draw from and give the experienced pros.
Because we are prepared.
We are prepared.
We are prepared.
Always prepared.
Always prepared.
Right. So on occasion, I will bring up an article, and in some cases, we have 10 seconds to go from your guest isn't showing to here we go back on the air. And so there's very little opportunity to screen. Are you still with me?
I'm listening.
Are you agreeing? Are you finding me agreeable?
So far, so good.
All right.
I have nothing to disagree on. That there are times where, on very short notice, we are pulling up from the list of our prepared articles, things that we want to share, but we haven't actually just reviewed them because we're going live on the air, and so we're reviewing it on the fly.
As we go. And interestingly enough, you may discover from time to time, Angel and I don't necessarily see things exactly the same way.
Time to time.
Time to time.
Well, here's the thing: is Eric thinks like so often we think exactly alike, and we're like on the same page.
We're the experienced pros.
And we're always, but really, that's not true.
No, we're about as polar opposite as you can possibly get.
Right. We've just learned very well to complement each other and complement our differences and showcase
And
the
we match
complement.
each other.
But really, we come from we match each other.
Well, you used the word compliment, and that triggered a match.
We don't match. We complement.
What are you wearing today? Black?
I guess we do kind of look kind of coordinated. We do kind of coordinate.
Isn't that amazing?
So sorry.
All right.
But we complement each other. But we really do come from things from two completely different points of view, two completely different backgrounds, tall, short, female, male. I mean, that's just the beginning of it.
Not.
Serious, organized, goofy. I mean, we've got yeah. So when sometimes, so anyways, Eric brought up this article, and he brought up one a couple days ago, and he was describing and going through the article. Well, I didn't agree.
Every point I brought up, nope.
Nope. I don't do that. That's not how it works.
Nope, completely disagree with that.
But yet when he goes on the record that says we take all the textbook stuff and then go 180-degree run the opposite way, like that's okay. But I couldn't do that with this article because apparently I was disagreeing with Eric, not the article. So he brought up a new article today, and I just warned him I might not agree with it because I might not.
15 ways to promote your business
and Eric says,
for free.
Angel, find me agreeable.
Yes, please find me agreeable.
I might.
You might.
I might.
You're on notice, mister.
I did. I just wanted to just let him know that I might not agree with all of the ways, because I think that so often when people are writing marketing and business tips and how to use social media, it is so textbook that you can tell they don't do it. That they read that, they heard it sound like a good idea, and in theory, it does, until you put it in practical application, which is why when Tony from Extreme Relationship Management comes on and talks about networking, it's not necessarily the textbook theories of what you've always learned. In practical application, this is what works better in building relationships. So, Eric, I'm not disagreeing with you. Though, if you take the side of something I disagree on, then I guess I am.
So, that whole segment has been brought to you by Experience Pros.
No, by Matt Skinner.
And when we come back, I'll bring to you the article that Angel will agree with.
RMK cartridge, RMK
cartridge, rmkcartridge.com. Bringing the color back into your life. Those are the folks that give you all the things that you need in order to get your business done. You need to know them, rmkcartridge.com.
The Experience Pros are here to help you get your business right. To learn more, visit experiencepros.com.
Being a homeowner, business owner, or a consumer has never been easier thanks to the Extreme Customer Service Directory. You can count on the Experience Pros Network to deliver the best in customer service and collaboration. Check out the Extreme Customer Service Directory for all your referrals, and if you don't see your favorites on the list, let us know. We'll check them out, and if their customers are saying great things about them, they could be a great fit for the Extreme Customer Service Directory online at experiencepros.com/directory.
Design, implement, and support. If you have a computer, a cell phone, or a tablet, you have a network. Hi, this is Eric, and I've got great news for you. Your network has a guy. For the last 15 years, Brad Binkley of Binkley IT has served his clients without killing their budget. Brad can effectively manage a network of up to 50 computers, typically for about 2 to 4 hours a week. Huge savings, no sacrifice. Call Brad today for your next IT partner. 720-254-1057. That's 720-254-1057. Binkley IT, solving the IT puzzle one piece at a time.
This is Dave Logan, and I know what it's like to get home and not be able to get into the garage, right? I mean, it's especially frustrating when you're getting home from a road trip. That's why I now trust Don's Garage Doors to make sure that it never happens to me again. The LiftMaster system, along with the reliability of Don's, gives me absolute confidence that I'll always be welcomed home. Perhaps you should contact my friends at Don's Garage Doors and ask about their free keypad and remote offers while their supplies last. Find them online at donsgaragedoors.com or call them at 303-738-DOOR.
You make all kinds of plans for your business, but have you planned for the event that you may need long-term care? Did you know that you can have long-term care insurance that offers you tax advantages and a guaranteed rate of return? Walt Wilson is a licensed agent working in the financial services segment of the insurance industry, and he's a pro when it comes to long-term care. It only takes a moment to register for the next free webinar that could literally change your financial outlook. Visit privatepensiondesign.com today and click the LTC webinar tab.
Hi, this is Angel, and ladies, I want to let you in on my newest fashion secret. It's my eyelashes. That's right, my eyelashes. I've been going to Carabella Studio since July, and ever since then, I've had nothing but compliments on my eyelash extensions from my friend Reggie at Carabella Studio. And my favorite part? No more daily hassle of applying and removing mascara, and all of the compliments. Get yours today. Call Carabella Studio today at 303-909-9585. That's 303-909-9585. Ask for the Angel Eyes offer and get your new lashes for only $150. Carabella Studios, 303-909-9585.
You've tried and tried to shed those 10, 20, even 50 pounds of excess weight, and like so many Americans, you're frustrated. It's no secret that the body needs to be in balance before lasting weight loss can be maintained. Let Dr. Deborah Zeff and Christy Edwards of Holistic Herbal Health help you detoxify your body and get you on the fast track to quantum weight loss. You know you can do this. Now you know someone who can help. Call Dr. Zeff and get started on your quantum weight loss today. 303-249-7742. That's 303-249-7742 or online at rootedinhealth.com.
Dave Ramsey here. Now you too can experience financial peace. Learn how weekdays at noon right here on 560 AM KLZ.
The experienced pros want to help you get your business right. Have you joined the revolution? Visit meetup.com/therevolution and become a business revolutionary. And now, back to Eric and Angel on the Experienced Pros Radio Show.
Welcome back to the Experienced Pros Radio Show with Angel and Eric, where Angel will agree with, I hope, most of these points in ways to promote your business for free.
We shall see.
We shall see. All right, so...
Sometimes you have to invest time or money.
No, I'm
Sometimes both.
Listen,
Never
I'm not...
neither.
Yeah, never neither. Okay, so I'm not saying that you should not have a line item in your budget. I'm not saying any of those things, but there are ways to promote your business without spending a dime, and those are the things that we're going to talk about now.
All right, that is true. I think that there's a lot of things that we can do that aren't expensive.
Gosh, why am I on pins and needles here?
It's not about you.
It could
this
be.
isn't about you.
I'm sure the whole segment was about
The whole
me.
world does not spin around you. You are not your own.
That's right. It spins around you.
Thank you.
You're welcome. I forgot about that. Check this out. Number one, how do you get your word out and do it for free? Reach out to local media.
Hello,
Tussie
we're
says?
here. We are here. Yes, I agree.
Oh.
Ding, ding, ding. I agree. The thing is you can't reach out to local media with a sales pitch. So the reason I love you reaching out to local media is because you start to craft your message.
You're an expert.
And you become the expert. And what is the value to the audience and to your customers and what's in it for them? And you get out of your own way. Because so often when we meet people, it's all about me, and this is what I do, and this is blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, that turns off media altogether.
Altogether. So there's a double-edged benefit to reaching out to local media when you are pitching your story. And it is a story, not a sales pitch. You craft your message, you become the expert, and there's nothing else that can duplicate you better than the media.
Absolutely. Okay,
so yes, I'll take that.
All right, that's two. All right, here's the next one. And I'm going to qualify this by saying when I say free, I'm not talking about time, because this has a time investment element to it.
I would think if you're not spending any dollars,
yes,
that you are spending your time.
Okay, so you're going to agree with me again. That's three. All right. Social media.
Oh, yeah.
Social.
Yeah, no
four.
dollars. No dollars, but just your time.
I mean, I'm not counting or anything, but that's four.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And again, because your social media is so easy to participate in, because we didn't pay for the media, the social media, we dismiss the value of the social media.
Or you just don't understand it altogether.
But don't, because think about this. When you see the reach that your stories have,
right?
Let's just say it was 500 people.
Okay.
Saw your post and you reached 500. You don't have to have that many people following you and like you to get a maximum amount of reach out of the stuff that you're sharing. What other thing can you do? Put your brand in front of somebody who wants to see it, who most likely has opted into it, for $0 invested. Social media is really the only thing out there.
Yeah.
That I think that has that kind of bang for its no buck.
And the fact of the matter is, and you know, you get people who say, I don't know what the social media, it makes me nervous and all that kind of stuff. It's where your customers' eyes are. There's just no denying it. 800 bazillion people on Facebook, however many hundreds of millions of people using Twitter, it's where your people's eyes are.
But we've said this recently. It's not a cash register.
No, it's not a cash register.
It's a place to tell your story. It's a
We
place
agree.
to engage in conversation.
We're talking about promoting your business, not selling your wares.
Right. And so we think that okay, I'm going to put a calendar together. I'm going to schedule on Tuesday and Thursday. I'm going to post this. And then on Tuesdays and Thursdays, people are going to start looking, and they're going to expect that on Tuesdays and Thursdays, my posts will come out. No, they don't. They don't put that together. They don't realize that you're on a schedule, and they're not looking for it. If it happens to be there, they'll see it. And if you don't, we're not thinking about you.
I'm writing this down. We're talking about promoting your business, not selling your wares.
You're taking notes?
I am, as we're speaking.
Okay, well, I need you to
That was a
speak
really
now.
good one. Okay, I'm speaking. Get involved in community groups and associations. Keyword, get involved.
Get involved. Get involved. Now, most of the
Agree with that?
associations that you're going to get involved with, I think, have a price tag.
It may be. It may be.
Okay, so let's just say you've already invested in an association.
Okay.
Now the thing that you need to do is participate.
Or let's just say you join any one of the bazillion meetup groups that are free. Yeah, there are things that are free.
There are things
All right.
that are free.
Do you agree with this, getting involved in community groups, being active in your community?
Being active in your community and participating, because where you go, your brand follows, and in most instances, your participation is required.
Okay.
If you're going to get any value from it, you can't just put a sticker on your front door. You can't just put a badge on your website. You have to participate, because people do business with people, and you have to go out and build those relationships.
Just clarifying, did you agree with that?
Ish.
5.
No. I would not give it a full. I would not give it a full.
Which part of get involved do you take
0.5.
issue with?
Because the valuable groups are going to have a fee.
No. Oh! Here we go on the disagreement train.
Oh, you're disagreeing.
Oh, boy, howdy.
And this is okay.
The
Somehow,
valuable groups have a fee.
the shift has changed.
Let's just take a look at that for a minute.
All right. What associations do you and I belong to that don't have a fee?
Oh, we pay for many associations. No,
which
I'm saying that.
associations do you and I belong to that we don't pay a fee for?
Community groups and associations don't have to be fee-based. And
I agree
we're
with that.
talking about 15 ways to promote your business for free.
What do you and I participate in that we don't pay a fee for?
I'm not saying that we're in an association that we don't pay for.
Okay.
I'm saying that they exist.
Okay.
I'm saying they exist.
Give me an example.
The keyword is get involved. Give you an example.
Okay, 0.5. You get a 0.5.
Highlands Ranch, what is the associate? HRCA.
Community Association.
Community Association.
Uh-huh.
Get involved.
I pay $118 a quarter for
that's
that.
your choice, because you moved into the neighborhood that you are in.
Exactly.
But can you get involved there without having to be a part of that association, without having to you certainly can. Absolutely. Show up and volunteer. Absolutely.
Why would you?
Because it's a good way to promote your business. You must agree with this.
I don't.
Get
0.5.
involved.
You haven't swayed me.
Unbelievable. You are just doing this to be cantankerous.
I am not doing this to be cantankerous.
God. Constantly brand yourself.
So Charlie just gave us a compliment. He says that I bet there are days when you make people spit out their coffee. I said, I hope so.
Brand yourself.
Well, yes. You know what?
6.
0.5.
Okay, 6.5.
No, 5.5. 5.5. Where you go, your brand follows, period. And so even if you don't think that you're promoting your brand, you are. And so I encourage everything that you do to take advantage of your branding opportunities. Your brand is your customer promise. What do they think of when they see, hear, or hear of you? So, but the constant branding that you are participating in is volunteer-type community groups are free.
Brooke, thank you, Brooke.
But you notice, Brooke, Eric couldn't answer that question.
It doesn't matter
he didn't
whether
have.
I can answer it or not.
He couldn't
I did answer it.
No, I don't think
you
that he
must
did.
agree that getting involved in community groups and or associations is the right thing.
I agree.
It is the right... What?
I agree, but you couldn't
Only
name
because
any.
Brooke called it out.
You couldn't name any. Actually, I did help. I did some gift
I'm going to
wrapping
eat some
for
cheese.
my Weimaraner rescue group. There are volunteer groups where you in the community that you can participate in. Absolutely. That's not what we were talking about.
Thank you, Brooke. Thank you.
And yeah, volunteering, obviously. That's got to be that's a different line item too.
I love it when a friend of yours says they agree with me.
I'm still giving him a 0.5.
What? Now you're just doing it for spite.
If you were to say volunteer.
Totally earned
volunteer
this.
For,
I said volunteer.
No,
Charlie, play back the video, the audio.
No, he said get involved.
I'm going to get some cheese for you to eat.
I don't eat cheese or wheat now, apparently, because apparently I'm not creative enough.
Yeah. All right. Get listed in directories. Let's see what she says about this.
Do you know any free directories you'd like to be listed in?
Oh, you had to do that.
I'm just asking. Are there any free directories you would like to be listed in?
We're listed in many of them.
Give me an example.
You bet. The Speakers Association.
We pay for that.
No, we are listed on several Speakers Associations directories that are for free.
Oh, there is Wiki Speaker.
Yeah, Wiki Speaker and all the eSpeaker and Speakers R Us. Yeah. Yes. Okay. It's a good way to promote.
It is a good way to promote.
Do you agree?
I'll give you a 0.5.
You cannot give me a 0.5. You're doing it.
I know, but is the value as much as I would like it to be? I would say it's a 0.5.
No, we're valuing what you get for free?
As long as we're, allowing for that.
We will be back after these messages.
The experienced pros are here to help you get your business right. To learn more, visit experiencepros.com.
Can you imagine going an entire day without your phone or computer? Crazy, right? How else would you communicate with your team, contact that client, or even get paid? Absolutely nothing happens when you don't have technology in your lap. Even a slow-running computer can stall your progress. And when your software doesn't sync, nothing seems to work out. You've got a technology partner like no other with C² Computer Consulting. C² is your business pain reliever. Solve your pain. Call C² at 303-933-1113.
If printing is an essential part of your business day, then RMK Cartridge is your lifeline to success. Hi, this is Eric, and Angel and I wouldn't think of running our business without having RMK Cartridge on our speed dial. Remanufactured ink and toner cartridges are just the beginning. Free delivery and award-winning service coupled with 30 to 50% savings over original manufacturer products means that we're saving time, money, and space in the landfill all at once. Treat your printer to the best. Contact the guys at RMK Cartridge at 303-781-2076 or on the web at rmkcartridge.com.
Where do you go when the bank says no? Every business needs money, and yours is probably no different. What's that you say? Your bank backed out on a commitment to you? Our friend Steve Replin has the answers to your financial questions. Steve's new book, Where to Go When the Bank Says No, is the authoritative guide to finding you the money you need now. Where to Go When the Bank Says No, available right now at hardmoneybooks.com. That's hardmoneybooks.com. Where do you go when the bank says no? hardmoneybooks.com.
Would you know what to do if a coworker started to feel dizzy and complain of chest pains? Starting CPR while waiting for an ambulance to arrive can double the chance of the victim's survival. Safety Solved can help. We provide customized on-site training, including both professional and basic CPR, AED, and first aid, with American Red Cross and American Heart Association trainings. We also facilitate first aid kit and AED equipment programs. Let us make your safety and wellness programs complete. Call today, 303-257-9589. That's 303-257-9589. Or online at safety-solved.com.
The Broomfield Small Business Summit is the premier small business growth event to take your business to new heights in 2014. This full-day event is on Friday, February 28th from 7:30 a.m. until 6 p.m. at the Omni Resort Interlaken. Tickets are $59 and include breakfast, lunch, and a drink ticket to the cocktail networking reception. The Broomfield Small Business Summit is hosting 10 workshops and panels throughout the day, including government contracting, access to capital, leadership, social media marketing, and much more. Sign up today at broomfieldsmallbusinesssummit.com. That's broomfieldsmallbusinesssummit.com.
Government affects so many aspects of our lives, and it's become so complicated that it's hard to keep track of everything that's happening. Most daily talk radio is either so divisive that women don't want to listen, or you don't have time to listen to 2 or 3 hours of it every day. We want to offer you a concise, easy-to-understand synopsis of the issues put into the context of what women like you care about and how you and your family are personally affected. We're calling our show Heart of the Matter because that's what we plan to do. Get to the core principles of each issue so you can choose for yourself what you believe. So please join me, Jill Vecchio, and my co-hosts, Kim Munson and Molly Vogt, for 2 fun hours of lively discussion every Sunday from 4 to 6 p.m. Let's get to the heart of the matter on KLZ 560 The Source.
Lucky you, because you get to listen to the Laura Ingraham Show mornings on the legendary KLZ.
The Experienced Pros, revolutionizing the way people treat people in business.
Well, I saw the comments, and to be honest with you, I thought it was a bit of a cheap shot. In my opinion, they were disappointing and inappropriate. Peyton would never say anything. He's too classy to do that, but, they sounded a little ungrateful and unappreciative to me.
So here goes the story about the owner of the Colts, whose dad will never grow up to be a Bronco. So now he's taking shots at his former quarterback, but Peyton built your house and now he's about to whip you. Asking no more questions, just turn on the lights, but you're gonna need more than love tonight. Sorry, Jimbo, but here we go. You didn't know, what does your clock say? What does John Fox say? What does John Fox say?
Welcome back to the Experienced Pros Radio Show. You know what John Fox says? He says we're Super Bowl bound.
We are going to the Super Bowl. Go Broncos. And it is the year of the horse, according to the Chinese calendar.
That's right. We're going over to Purple Ginger on Saturday.
On Saturday to celebrate Chinese New Year.
It's the horse.
It is the year of the horse. We will be there on Saturday night, and you can make reservations by calling the Purple Ginger restaurant.
The Ming Dynasty knew that Peyton Manning was going.
They did. Coincidence? I think not.
No way.
We're going to the Super Bowl, and the Broncos are going to win. Charlie, thanks so much for What Does John Fox Say?
What does John Fox say? What does John Fox say?
Welcome back.
Okay. All right. So I should go on record of being a little bit, I usually am far more agreeable, and I even had my coffee today. And there are a lot of free things that as a business owner can participate in. A lot of places that
screaming on Interstate 25 right now going, Angel, don't take it back. No, don't you capitulate.
There are directories. There are places to volunteer. There are associations that you don't have to spend any money on. And I do agree with that. I think my biggest I wasn't really arguing that.
No, your biggest thing is you wanted to say something.
I wanted Eric to tell me some things that we were participating in that actually lined up with the article that he was bringing. So
that is not a criteria for bringing the article.
I was just asking you, and he had, and when he couldn't think of any, had to draw his line in the sand and take the other side against me, which is actually pretty, unusual.
Volunteer for Project Cure. That's an organization.
I volunteer for any nonprofit charity.
Right.
Obviously, that is not the same thing as joining an association.
There you go again.
Mm-hmm.
Hey.
Chinese New Year sold out?
Thanks to the Experienced Pros Radio Show. Chinese New Year over at Purple Ginger 2 is sold out. Congratulations to you. We're going to see a bunch of you, I know, out there. And, wow, we are really looking forward to it.
That is going to be so much fun. All right. Well,
9-course meal.
You will not get to participate in Chinese New Year with us at Purple Ginger on Saturday night, but you can go tonight to the Open House with Style event at the Regal Fitness in Littleton. From 4 to 7 p.m.
That's going to be a fantastic event. There's all 30 vendors, 40 vendors, just a ton of great fun and fine folks to meet. I'm excited for this Purple Ginger Chinese New Year to be sold out. It is a 9-course meal, and you know what happens when you have a 9-course meal on Saturday?
You eat a lot.
When you have 9 courses on Saturday, you need 11 horses on Sunday, and they're all going to show up, including the 12th horse. That's us, the fans.
Well, I won't need to eat on Super Bowl Sunday after Chinese New Year. We actually get to MC the event over at Purple Ginger, so we're so excited about doing that on Saturday night. And love the interaction that we're getting from our listeners over our topic of freebies. We actually do an entire workshop on kind of having a what do you call that? Wine marketing on a champagne marketing on a beer budget kind of thing.
Exactly. We call it super marketing, and there are many, many, many different ways that you can promote your business and not have to pay for a lot of those things. Now, even in that super marketing, and this is where Angel and I, we have a lot of fun on the radio, and I hope that you find it entertaining. But at the end of the day, we always agree, and that is that there are some things you need to pay for. There are some things that you can't do as well as somebody else. Let's give a couple of those examples. You got, if you're not a graphics designer, stop drawing stick figures and calling it a logo.
Oh, yeah. Have somebody else design your logo.
Oh, but no. I found a free site online where they help me make shapes and stuff like that. Stop it.
Stop designing your own website.
Please stop designing your own website. You got to know Donna from Blue Zenith Designs, bluezenith.com.
Stop being your own business coach. Stop doing your own bookkeeping.
You don't need to be doing that.
Stop cleaning your own house.
What?
Yeah. These are things
Are you giving people permission to stop cleaning their own homes?
Uh-huh.
Live in a pit.
Okay, wait a minute. I told them. Now wait a minute. Why do you go there? I said stop designing your own website. You didn't say don't have one. I said stop doing your own bookkeeping. You didn't say let your bank account just go rampant. I said stop being your own business coach.
What would you do if you stopped cleaning your house?
You hire somebody else to clean your house. You hire somebody else to do your website.
Do that? I live in an apartment. Can I do that?
Why couldn't you? I actually think of all the people that I know, you should be.
I should?
Yeah. You should have somebody come in and scrub your bathroom. I think this is my favorite thing.
Scrub that?
Scrub that.
Have somebody come in and scrub that, mister. There's too much cheese eating going on at your place. Yeah, I'm going to have somebody come over and scrub that.
I think.
Please.
As business professionals, think about your sweet spot and really what brings you
go scrub that
joy and what you are an expert at, and spend your time doing that, because really that's what you get paid to do. And when you aren't doing that, you're spending all your time doing these other things that are making you frazzled. They're keeping you up at night. They're keeping you distracted from the core of foundation of growing your company. And you're busy. Now, Eric and I are busy.
Absolutely.
And people see us running around being busy. But what do you see us running around doing? Building our business, building relationships.
And building other people's businesses.
Making other people visible. Because when we're out there, we're talking about our members of our directory. That's what we get paid to do.
Right.
We're really busy doing that. You don't see us sitting around
doing our books? No.
Or cleaning my house.
Apparently not.
Or doing our own website updates. I mean, these are things that you want to be in your sweet spot. Because when you're in your sweet spot, you're not really working. Because you're passionate about what you're doing.
I agree with that.
You're okay. We're agreeing?
We are.
We're back to agreeing.
Here's another thing that you can do for free. Collaborate.
All day long.
Right.
All day long.
Lift somebody else up. Ask this question: how can I help you build your business? You want to throw an event, but you don't have a brick and mortar? Find somebody who does, and let's do a win-win. When we do our public networking events, our visibility events, what do? We say, hey, we're going to bring 100 people, and if you offer a little something to eat, maybe a little something to drink, it's going to be great. It's a collaboration. Where else are you going to get that kind of bang for your buck?
So stop making excuses.
Right.
You know, you have plenty of time. We all do. You have all the resources at your beck and call. The opportunities to market and expand and to develop your company are all right in front of you. You're listening to the Experience Pros radio show. If you're online and watching through the video, you've already got access to the directory, the Extreme Customer Service directory. You have it all right there at your fingertips. What we have to do is get out of our own way and saying, I can't do this. I don't have that. I'm overwhelmed. I'm stuck. I can't get past. Well, why not?
Yeah.
I mean, why not? If you can't, look in the mirror.
Yeah, there's no excuses. Remember, we're talking about promoting your business, not selling your wares. There's a difference. Look at the time. On behalf of Charlie, our producer, and Angel, myself, and all the people that make the Experience Pros radio show happen, we say thank you, and we find you agreeable. We agree with you. So go out and share the show with somebody else. Tell them, hey, you got to tune in. If nothing else, you'll get a cheese-eating grin and laugh all the way to your next appointment. Now give somebody a kiss. After that grin, they're going to need one. Ew.
This has been the Experience Pros radio show with business revolutionaries Angel Tussey and Eric Raymer. For more information, you can contact Experience Pros by calling 720-344-2446 or visit them on the web at experiencepros.com, facebook.com/experiencepros, and twitter.com/experiencepros. What are you waiting for? Join the revolution.
KLZ 560, The Source.
This is Dave, and the Dave Ramsey Show's next, right here on AM 560 KLZ.
Free for all Friday on the next Wake Up with Randy Corcoran, 5 to 7 a.m. here on KLZ. We'll go where you and the news and the show takes us. In studio for the full show, fill-in host in the making, Mark Zarlingo, founder of Ogre Exposed. Mark will be sitting in for me next Friday, so we'll teach him everything he needs to know. Show up, drink coffee, and jump in. Free for